What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to the Sooner Surge podcast that tells it like it is. Here for a little recruiting update. Big news, as you saw on Monday, was that OU is currently ranked number one in the class of 2027 recruiting rankings, moving ahead of Penn State and Miami, if you look at those rankings. And that's really in large part on Monday, they get the commitment of Mikael McCreary. But that's added to what they've already landed, a total of 5 guys in this class. When you look at Luke Wilson, Dezurin, they got Cooper Hackett, who they flipped. He was the big fish that flipped Fort Gibson guy, in-state kid, as well as Caden Penny. I mean, that's who they've landed so far, and it's really impressive, guys. Now, I know a lot of people and a lot of Sooner fans want to say, oh, Nelly, hold your horses. Not so fast, my friend. Let's look at the 2026 class. We're not talking about that one right now. We're talking about the 2027 class. And right now it's ranked number one. And obviously, guys, you had the Michigan weekend where many of these guys were and visiting, and then OU's able to flip them. So what's that tell you? Great experience there in Norman. And OU made a big-time impact on some of these guys who had already committed to other programs like Cooper Hackett.
Well, and it's very, very strong offensive line heavy so far. Now, but when you think about it, I think one of the reasons maybe why, and this may be totally off base, but one of the reasons they're getting an earlier start, I think having the team of Nagy and his people in place, I think that helps because they're evaluating, okay, what do we need position-wise? Build our roster. Let's go, okay, we need this. Okay, boom, let's go get on them early and try to get them. I think that's helped. But they are starting earlier than they did the 2026 class. They're off to a really good start. Long way to go. You also got to remember in recruiting, you got to get them committed, but then you got to keep them committed. And sometimes that's hard to do. So we'll see. But I like some of these guys a lot. Jeremy, you mentioned Hackett, stud. Couldn't lose him out of the state. Just couldn't. He's I've seen multiple people that train and do different things saying best prospect out of the state of Oklahoma since like 2017-18. He's that good, people say. And then you got Penny and Jackson. I know you firsthand watching him, but Penny is really good. And what I like about Penny, he's kind of flexible in where you could put him. Tackle, guard. I think they're going to probably put him at guard, but got some options there. And then I really loved what they just got recently. McCreary, guys, you see it a little bit with Guillory. Physical, bigger cornerback. That's what Brent Venables ideally wants. McCreary's 6'1" already. 2027 still a few years away, guys. He's already at 6'1". Really like his physical tools, guys.
Yeah, well, this is a class that's gotten started off hot. And I think this is a class whenever you talk about it as a whole. In the state of Oklahoma, you have even guys like Samaj Stanford at Broken Arrow. You have Bryson Brown at Broken Arrow. You have Osborne Jr. at Mustang. So this is an in-state class in Oklahoma that's very, very good. And whenever you're adding upon to what they have already, this 2027 class, Oklahoma, with how they started, Jeremy, you talked about the impacts of the Michigan game. Well, actually, the majority of these guys they flipped are committed during the Auburn week, which may be shocking to a lot of people, but that's whenever really all this was kind of finalized and everything happened. And I think something that's really interesting is you see a lot of these classes, they get started early with the QB. Oklahoma lost their QB target to LSU and Peyton Houston. And you've seen what they've been able to do early. Now, what are they going to do at QB? I think that's to be seen. I don't even think they have an offer to anyone else at this current moment. So that's going to be something you're going to have to maybe see. Is it maybe a guy in the state of Oklahoma that's a late riser that Jim Nagy and them can go find as a hidden gem in this class? But you talk about the offensive line class. Cooper Hackett and Caden Penny are two guys in the majority of classes in the nation that would be the top guy on the offensive line in their class. And Oklahoma doesn't have those guys. And Luke Wilson, I know he's only a 3-star guy right now, but he is going to go up a lot in the rankings. That is a dude that is an absolute mauler out of South Lake Carolina.
Yeah, and Bill Beadenbow has gone from, let's face it, a coach on staff who people were highly critical of and his recruiting prowess or lack thereof. And now he's proven year in, year out that he's actually, I would say, their best recruiter on offense. I don't think it's close. On offense, he's been their top recruiter. It's not even close. It's not even – no one's in the ballpark, okay, of how he's been offensively recruiting. And you mentioned Brandon Hall, was at the Broken Arrow game the other day, probably looking at some of those other DBs that they have. But I'm going to briefly just mention we talked about the in-state kids. Now, I know we're not talking about 2026 class, but, I mean, you had the decommitment from Hackett of Tech now coming to OU. And there's two guys in that 2026 class, Jackson, in Caden Jones and Overton, who are now up for grabs. Man, that would be impressive if OU could somehow land those guys. I do like the first five. They've at least got out of the gate quickly in the 2027 class. 2026, they waited a long time. They entered that conversation really late. They're getting things early in this class.
Well, and Jay, I know you're about to speak, but with Overton, the only way, in my opinion, that happens is if they are to lose a guy they have currently committed in the class right now. And I doubt that's going to happen just because I think he kind of blew his chance here whenever he had the chance. And Caden Jones, I think Oklahoma, they stopped going after him for a reason. I think that ship has definitely sailed, and I don't think Oklahoma's going to pursue that again.
Hey, the one guy to me, I mean, we can just talk about who you think maybe a next commit will be, but this isn't a commit. But the one guy that I just want to see on this team so bad for 2027 would be Cooper Witten.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
I would love to get
his film.
He's but I don't know on that. They're gonna. I don't know where they're at. Or if you have Jens. I just guys I've watched for the 2027 class. He's high on my list, but Jackson. I mean, as far as next commit, certain linebacker. I mean, what are you thinking?
Man, it's me personally. If I'm Oklahoma, I press so hard and try and get probably Samaj Stanford. I think that kid at Broken Arrows, he's a dang good ball player. And I think in-state Oklahoma, they have a chance to continue the momentum. Maybe Jackson Roper, offensive tackle. I know there's been some future casts there for him and what to Oklahoma. So it's really interesting. But this is a class that I think is going to, probably by the end of this year, probably have more than 10 guys already in the class. And you're talking about, and you know what? I think Oklahoma, they have the luxury being Oklahoma that they can go in late on some guys in the cycle, a QB maybe that has some mid-level offers, FBS offers. Do they maybe go with kind of just a spot guy, a roster guy, kind of like Jet New was the filler in between Hawkins and Bo Bentley or whatever it was? And so I think it's just what are they going to do there? But this is a class, I wouldn't go number one, but I think there is a legit chance that Oklahoma finishes with the top 5, maybe even top 3 class. And offensively, I mean, I think they are going to have a chance to have a phenomenal class. And now, Jeremy, I think of Oklahoma, if they can continue to win this year, and Jay, there's a chance they finish off the 2026 class in the top 15. They flip some guys late, maybe that we don't even know about at this point. But I would say what Brent Venables and the staff are doing, you're really starting to see, I think, some of the fruits of Jim Nagy on this staff.
Well, yeah, and look, winning, they beat Michigan and Auburn this year. 2 home games they had. They had a blue blood in Michigan they beat. They had a near blue blood in Auburn they beat. Home games, evening games, great visits, all those things. And now you got Cooper Hackett, who's going to be trying to bring guys in. He's audibly came out and said that. So we'll see where this class ends up. But right now, ranked 1 very early in the 2027 recruiting rankings. But hey, thanks for watching the content at the Sooner Surge. Check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. Like and subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you next time, Sooner Nation. Boomer.